there is a lot of talented people out there. There is a lot of tough guys out there. But without discipline to get up and practice and do what you gotta do, you won't stay on top forever.
Hola, soy Marcel Barascut y esto es MBPodcast. Hola a todos, gracias por sintonizar MBPodcast. Estamos en el episodio número 61 y este ha sido uno de los episodios más distintos y diversos que hemos tenido pues, en todos estos 120 episodios ya del podcast. El episodio fue con una persona internacional, la primera vez que lo hacemos, y en un lenguaje o idioma diferente que fue en inglés. Creo que es algo sumamente diverso y diferente de lo que hemos llevado a cabo, pero creo que fue un reto interesante que creo que había que hacerlo y pues logramos salir de ello y haber aprendido bastante. Así que les cuento que tuvimos como invitado a Royce Gracie, que es un artista marcial mixto profesional semi-retirado de Brasil, miembro del Salón de la Fama de UFC y practicante de Jiu Jitsu brasileño. Miembro de la familia Gracie, se le considera una de las figuras más influyentes en la historia del MMA. Imagínense, ese calibre de persona tuvimos en el podcast y creo que estuvo valiosísimo todo el contenido que logramos conversar con él. Él es el ganador del UFC 1, 2, 4 y empató en el quinto. Imagínense, solo sepan de que el UFC en esos momentos era sin tiempo, sin reglas y peleabas 4 veces en una misma noche. Actualmente se dan cuenta que el UFC ya es con muchas reglas, ya hay muchas regulaciones, ya hay hasta filtros para poder pelear o no pelear. Y en este caso pues no había ninguno de esos y se peleaba todo en una noche. Entonces imagínense pelear con 5 o 4 personas una misma noche, terminas con los huesos rotos, las muñecas dobladas, tal vez alguna herida y seguís y tenés que seguir para poder ganar. Entonces creo que es un contexto totalmente diferente y haber ganado los primeros 4, o sea el 3 lo perdió, tiraron la toalla, pero el 1, 2, 4 y empatar el quinto creo que es algo súper valioso. Actualmente Royce viaja a todo el mundo dando capacitaciones a policías, fuerzas especiales, militares de defensa bajo los fundamentos de Jiu Jitsu y enseñanza de su padre Helio Gracie. El apellido Gracie se ha popularizado y muchas academias han aplicado su filosofía de enseñanza, debido a que demostraron ser útiles y prácticas para peleas dentro de una jaula y defensa personal. Así que muchas gracias a Roberto Fleischmann por hacer esto posible. Roberto es el actual fundador de Roberto Fleischmann Self-Defense Jiu Jitsu, que creo que es una de las academias más reconocidas de Jiu Jitsu en Guatemala y de defensa personal. Así que gracias Roberto por hacer esto posible y espero que les guste este episodio. Royce Gracie is a semi-retired professional mixed martial artist from Brazil, a member of the UFC Hall of Fame and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. A member of the famous Gracie family, he is considered one of the most influential figures in the history of the MMA. He is the winner of the UFC 1, 2, 4 and had a tie on the 5th. Currently traveling around the world giving training to police, special forces, military, self-defense under the foundations of Jiu-Jitsu and teachings from his father, Helio Gracie. The surname Gracie has become popular and many academies have applied their philosophy and teaching because they have proved that to be really useful and practical in fights within a cage or self-defense. Thanks to Roberto Fleischmann for making this possible. He is the current founder of Roberto Fleischmann Self-Defense Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Guatemala. Please enjoy this episode with Royce Gracie. Royce, it's an honor to have you here in the MB studio, really.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you very much. I have been following all your trajectory since, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago. And this opportunity, thanks to Roberto, is one of a kind. So I'm really honored. I wanted to start to know, it's 14th time that you come to Guatemala. Besides Roberto's friendship, what brings you here?
Since 2001.
2001. So it's 18?
I mean, I like to travel. I don't mind traveling at all. I travel about 7 months of the year, and Guatemala is one of my stops.
Really? But only business, or you like maybe the weather?
I'm always interested on the culture and visiting, and see what food people eat, and the beaches. I love the beach.
The beach?
So if they have a beach, it's even better.
Nice. And you come here right now to give some courses, Jiu-Jitsu courses or self-defense?
This time is just strictly business. I don't have much time because I just came in from Ecuador, Panama, and now I'm stopping over here. And I go home for a day and a half, and I go again. So for a 6-week trip.
Nice. Well, welcome to Guatemala. I have a question, maybe to break the ice. You have sisters?
Two
sisters, so I don't know, maybe all your family has like this background of jiu-jitsu.
He wants to meet my sisters. No. I'm gonna fight him now.
That's where I'm going. How did they do to bring their boyfriends to your family? Like, they didn't feel intimidated?
Okay, I have a daughter.
Okay, worse.
Yes, she's 13, and in between the sons and my sons and myself, we already threatened her life and the boy's life, but she's, I mean, okay, the girls in the Gracie family, they're dangerous than the guys, than us, because they grow up around us.
Yeah,
they grow up around a bunch of alpha male.
Yeah,
so it's not gonna be anybody that gonna come in and hang out with them. Like my daughter, when she goes to Jiu-Jitsu, she's training. Sometimes she's roughing the boys up, and I tell her, hey,
relax.
In Portuguese, I go, hey, go easy on the boys. And she reply in English to me, I'm turning them into men, Dad, don't worry. Wow. It's like, really?
Nice.
And the parents will look at me like, what did she mean with that? What is she saying?
Nice. Yeah, I saw a quote, or maybe, I don't know if it's a quote, but it's forging a family where the weak are made strong and the strong are made humble. I look it up and they say, and it was like, I don't know if it's a motto or something that you speak, but
that's not mine.
No, but it's really interesting because maybe the jiu-jitsu brings that, like
makes you humble.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter. I've seen a lot of big guys come through and show up to train and decide to challenge, and there's a little guy or a female that go ahead and subdue them and without hurting and humble.
Yeah, okay, nice. Well, maybe we can start with how do you guys met? Like, Roberto, how did the story begins and the friendship?
Well, it was in 1998. I took my first trip to California to train. I had just watched the first, I don't know how many UFCs there were. I think it was around the 4th, 5th UFC by 1998.
The first one was 93.
93, so. Yeah.
Well,
we were back in the VHS days, I was renting them and owing a lot of money to the companies that rented. So I said, all right, I got to learn this. So I went to California. I made it was actually in the summer break from college. I went to California. I took my first trip. And as I was signing up in the school, somebody touches me in the shoulder, and it's Royce. Wow. I turn, he's the champion. I go, oh. And he says, hey, how are you? So that's the first time we met. I trained. I spent a month. On the second trip that I made, no, it was actually that year. Royce was teaching a seminar, in Moreno Valley. I don't know the guy's name.
Sam Marcellini.
Yes. So Royce was asking a bunch of the students, hey, anybody volunteers to be the cameraman? I said, me.
Okay.
Nobody wanted to go because he was kind of far. I said, me. And Royce looked around and there was nobody. So I said, all right, you. So I thought, okay, this is great. I'm going to ask him all the questions. Royce told me, all right, I'm picking you up by 8 at the school, at the entrance. So I was there by 6. I had bought like 8 donuts and a big Arizona iced tea. I didn't know anything about the diet or whatever. I thought, this is going to be a field trip, right? I ended up eating all the donuts. Royce passes by and he tells me, okay, all right, it's a long drive. Please talk to me so I don't fall asleep. Okay. I said, okay. So, by the time we got to Moreno Valley, Royce says, all right, I'm dizzy. Stop talking. So I filmed the seminar. On the way back, Royce asked me, all right, who's teaching Guatemala? And I told him, nobody. So he told me, all right, you should start your own group. You should start the Jiu-Jitsu culture. And I can come over and this and that. And that's how it started.
Wow, nice. And what do you see in Roberto when you first met him? Do you see like an ambitious guy that you thought like, okay, he can, I don't know, maybe teach and start this legacy?
I didn't look at that way. I look as more as a friendship.
Okay.
Instead of a business. Hey, he can teach, he can do this, he can represent. No. It was more as just a friendship.
Okay. Because I don't know if in those years, the Gracie academies were all over the world, or you were just starting?
It was just starting.
Okay.
It was a lot in Brazil, and then in California, United States, but wasn't so many spread out all over the world.
Okay.
Mostly Brazil, United States.
And does having a lot of academies and like the business side has been always your dream, or it just saw as an opportunity to keep doing what you loved?
No, I love to teach, man.
Oh, you
to
love
travel, to teach, yes. So the business part, of course, I see everybody else's business.
Okay.
So I'm not just stuck. Sometimes you're stuck over here, like Roberto is over here. He only see his business. I see everybody else's business. So when I come through, I'll give him some ideas. Hey, this guy over here, the guy over there, they're trying new things. They're trying this. How about if you try? You see, because I have much more of an open mind, because I see everybody in the world.
Yeah, traveling gives you that, I think.
Yes,
and
a lot of that.
And that traveling was because of the fighting or the competence?
Teaching.
The competitions?
For teaching.
Oh, for teaching.
For teaching. My father didn't really create fighters.
Okay.
My family create teachers.
Oh, okay.
We all can teach, you see. The fighting is just to prove that our style is the best. The fighting is just a quest for my family.
And from your brothers, why did you chose to go to the UFC and only you, like in the starter? Like the first UFC, you were the only one with the Gracie last name?
I think because my brother, Horton, he created the UFC.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody had to be in front of the camera, so they picked me because of looks.
Okay. Really?
Gotta be a good looking one, man. Come on, to be on live TV.
Yeah, that's true. And I read that you also had you were like acting in a music video as well.
I did those after the UFC.
After, like, by the looks and the
yeah, they chose because of looks.
Nice.
Yeah.
You always try to do different stuff, like learning and trying to do I don't know, challenges, like acting.
Yes and no. I never pursued that. The video you're talking about is with the group called Sepultura.
Yeah, it's rock.
They used to, like a heavy metal. They used to take class with me, so they did a video, a music video called Attitude, and actually won a bunch of awards in Europe. But so the whole thing, the music is about attitude. So they filmed my father, myself, like getting into the cage and fighting and different opponents, and that was the whole music behind the attitude. Yes.
Nice.
Video.
So the first time that you fought in the UFC, you already had validated that Jiu-Jitsu was one of the best martial arts, and you were just wanting to do it like publicly, maybe?
Okay. My uncles actually, they learned from Essay Maeda. They was doing business in Brazil with my grandfather. So in exchange of good faith, the Japanese gentleman taught my uncles the art of Jiu-Jitsu. And then my father was too weak, too small, couldn't do it. So he sat on the corner and watched my uncles learn. My uncles start to teach. And one day my uncle Carlos was late for a class. So my father jumped in and told the student, hey, I can review the moves. He never done it before, but when he was watching, on his mind, he was developing how can he make it easier, so he was able to do it. So he taught the student a class. The student liked it very much. He didn't create a whole new art. He just add leverage into the moves, like simple changes. Instead, grab it one way, grab this way, grab that way. Do you see? You make it easier for you to hold it. And the student liked very much the class. By the time my uncle arrived, hey, sorry about that, I'm going to replace the class. The student told my uncle, no, from now on, I want to take class from Helio Gracie. And that's how my uncles were like, hold on, what did you do to him? What did you show him? So he didn't create a new art, he just added leverage into the moves. And through the years, every martial art claim that their style is the best.
Yeah.
So it became a quest for my father, for my family, for my uncles, brothers, cousins, to find out which style is the best. In the beginning, a lot of people thinking, well, the Gracies are arrogant. They're stepping on people's toes. They're trying to push down the other styles. No. It was just, you claim yours is the best, I claim mine is the best. There's only one way to find out.
That's right.
Let's take the rules, gloves, time limit, weight division, take everything out. Let's do a real fight, see which style is the best. So we're more in a quest to find out, you see. And then when my brother brought the concept to America, that's when he created the UFC. Because what happens in Brazil, nobody knew. And coming to America, nobody knew about this. So once America found out, the whole world found out.
Yeah. That's a good strategy. And at what age you started to train? Because you got your black belt at 18.
17, yes,
17.
going on 18, yes.
So at what age did you started?
Whew, my family, man, we probably got produced on the mat.
Wow.
Really? As soon as we can walk, as soon as we crawl, man, that's our playground, you see. Okay. It's not like, oh my God, we're learning secrets. No, yeah. We just got used to it. We got used to it.
And you had like some desires to try something else, but because of your last name and your family, you decided to go through Jiu-Jitsu, but maybe you wanted to try something else?
My family never stopped. Like I never stopped my kids for trying something else. They want to be whatever. You see, soccer player. Yeah. My oldest one is 22. For a long time, he was playing soccer. He got invited to play for 3 universities. Graduating from high school, he had scholarship to go to 3 different universities. Suddenly, he just stopped and said, you know what? I don't want to play soccer anymore. I want to fight.
Wow.
I was like, okay, let's train.
You had it in your blood.
Yep. So it's not like I was forcing him to do it, or I never forced them to do anything. But they have to know. I tell them, you have to know Jiu-Jitsu. You can be a blast or you can be a curse.
Yeah.
You see, if you don't know how to defend yourself, man, it will be a curse. Because the question will come up. My father always said that. So you're Helio Gracie's son. Can you fight like him?
Yeah.
You see, my sons will come the same thing. So they will ask my sons, hey, since you're Royce Gracie's son,
yeah,
can you fight? Your whole man can fight. How about you? You see, so they better know how to defend themselves. They don't have to follow the path. They don't have to fight. They don't have to teach. But they have to know.
See, that's a really great pressure.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that it's really interesting your story and how they picked you, because it's very coincidental with your father's story. I mean, Royce's father, he was among some brothers that used to fight too. They used to challenge other arts and do vale tudo and jiu-jitsu fights. And out of all of them, he was the weakest.
Okay.
Grandmaster Helio. But he made a technique so good and so perfect that he became the most famous. He's the one who created the most perfectionism within the jiu-jitsu, right? The Gracie jiu-jitsu, the Gracie family. And the same thing happened to Royce. They picked him because you were, out of their brothers, you were actually the most real one.
No, not really, because Royler is smaller.
But he is a little thicker than you?
No, Royler is lighter. I was always walking around 178, 180 pounds. Royler was like 160, 150 pounds. So he could have done the same thing, but might have taken him longer.
Yeah.
And some of the other brothers and cousins, they were bigger, stronger, wouldn't be as impressive. So I would say be on the right weight at the right time. So, plus, my father knew that I would not rely on striking, beating, and making the big mess and bloody. He knew I had that under control, so I would just come in and show technique.
So, out of curiosity, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu started calling themselves like that after your father started to perfect the techniques? Or it was before?
Wait, say it again?
Like, the Jiu-Jitsu comes from Japan, right?
Yeah.
So, when your father started to perfect the techniques, at that point, they started to call it Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Okay. The way my father always told us the story was they learned from the Japanese. My family, my father, my uncles, they made it easier so the smaller person can defend themselves against somebody bigger and stronger, because the old style was more of a strong. You have to use strength. You have to, you see, not so finesse. That was exactly when about the same time when Japan decided to hide the old style of Jiu-Jitsu and went into Judo.
Okay.
For competition, point system. Jiu-Jitsu was too violent, was too towards fighting, defend yourself in the MMA fights, and so they went more into the sport part, Judo.
Okay.
You see, so they kind of lost the Jiu-Jitsu. So it was Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. That's what they call, because it's the Grace, the family, the way that we revolutionized the whole thing.
I think that for everybody to understand, your father's greatest contribution was the teaching format, that he made it easier for everybody to understand. The way he compiled the techniques and the levels and the way he taught it to be organized for people to learn it. All the aspects.
The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is more of the teaching method. We teach Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's the same art, just a different method, teaching method.
Okay. Continuing a little bit about what you're telling about your son, the pressure of having the Gracie last name. How do you manage it? Like from when you started, when you retired, everything, like all the process. Is it difficult to maintain all the weight of having that last name as a reputation?
I don't know. I'm asleep before my fights.
What?
I'm asleep before
Really?
my fights. My brother had to come in and wake me up nicely. Brother, it's time to get up. We need to stretch. Tickle my head. All right, go ahead, stretch me.
you always are really like cool before the fights.
Very calm.
You don't get
Sometimes too calm.
really.
Yes.
How do you do that? Like,
Because I know what I'm doing.
okay,
So it's not.
you're confident of
I know what I'm doing. Do you speak Japanese?
no.
Little kids in Japan do. So they are very comfortable.
Yeah. When
You be in panic over there because you can't speak the language.
Yeah.
What is it saying? Where do I go? Where do I talk? How do I say something? The little kids over there, 5 years old, they speak fluent, so they don't have no worries.
But when you're going
It's
to
question of knowledge.
yeah, of course. But when you're going to maybe fight somebody that you don't know how they fight, or they have a new style.
I know what I can do.
Yeah. Okay. So it's confidence
it's
on
knowledge.
your abilities.
Once you have the knowledge,
Have you been one time at least nervous before a fight?
not that I can remember,
No?
no. Most of the time, I'm asleep. Brothers come in, wake me up.
Maybe you're really
I
used
have to
to
tell
it.
them. I have to tell them, hey, relax, people. I'm at home.
Okay, that's really good. That's nice.
Yep.
So you think it's because all your like experience since little kid of fighting and all this, like
Of course, that's many years of training and going against different styles and trusting the moves and trust what my father says and my brothers and trust the technique and be able to execute.
okay, and your, I don't want to talk about ego, but when you won the first 2 UFCs, did that affect something in you? Like, okay, I can beat everybody. Is it?
I already knew that, so it wasn't something new.
Really?
It was like, okay, I won. Great, let's start again. Let's do it again.
Wow, that's I cannot even imagine. Like I see the UFC right now, but
It was something that I trained for.
yeah,
It wasn't a surprise. The surprise was the couple times that I lost. That was like, what happened? Where did the train derail? You see? But the times that I won, okay, thank you very much. I trained for that, didn't train to lose. So that's why there's no celebration. Oh my God, I can't believe I won. Oh my, no, I trained to win.
okay. Nice.
Royce, can you tell the story that you told me about UFC 2? After you won, you went running for some crackers and...
No. That was after UFC 1.
Oh,
What happened?
First UFC.
What happened?
After I won the fight, the tournament, 3 fights in one night. It was late nights. Went to my hotel room. There was nothing to eat. The hotel kitchen was already closed. So I went downstairs. I went to around the corner to get some Ritz crackers and apple juice, just to have something to eat. So yeah, it was apple juice that I grabbed, apple juice and some Ritz crackers. Simple stay, man. And I'm walking back to the hotel, but it was starting to snow. So looks like I was sweaty. And I'm walking back in the hotel, and there was a couple of the fighters like, oh my God, what are you doing? And I didn't even flinch because the stuff was inside the jacket. I just took the hood off, and they look at me, looked like I was sweaty. But it was snowing, that was melting.
They're melting
on my face. So I was like, I wasn't tired, so I went for a run. And they're like, oh my God, you went for a run? You just fought 3 fights tonight, you went for a run? I was like, yep. No, I didn't go for a run. I wasn't tired, couldn't sleep, so I went for a run. Walk in the elevator, they're like, and they had drinks and cigars on their hands, and those are the guys that lost. I was like,
maybe. That's right.
Maybe you shouldn't be partying like this.
Yeah, because maybe the people that doesn't know, and I know they know, but the first UFC, you fight like in a night. Like
3 fights in one night, yes.
Not like right now that you fight only one. And
no time limit,
2
no
months.
weight division, no rules.
Wow.
Back to back, as soon as you fight, you win, go back to the locker room for a few minutes and gotta come out again and do it again.
And did you broke some of your knuckles maybe,
nope.
or your wrist? Nothing?
Never.
Because of the training or because of your technique?
Because I don't punch people. I choke them.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Nice. That's a really good experience. You see it right now, and you see like, wow, how we started in the UFC number 1, and now we're on like 205, I think.
Yep.
And it's really different. Like I don't know. What do you think about it?
On the beginning, was a style against a style. Karate against Kung Fu, Judo against Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling against boxing. Okay. Today is more of an athlete against an athlete.
Yeah. So
all the grapplers learn how to stand up fight, and all the stand up fighters, all the boxers learn how to grapple, how to Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, Judo. They learn the grappling techniques. So it became more of an athlete against an athlete. It's a question of who have the best strategy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And let's talk about when you lose. What happened in your mind? Like when you lose and you went to the locker room, and what did you say to yourself?
It's sit down and figure out right away what happened. It was a surprise. Was he better than you? What happened? You see, I trained those fights. There was a couple of times that I lost. One, I trained exactly. He won. He did exactly what we thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
I'm the one who didn't show up. So I overtrained. I peaked on the wrong day. You see. So
when you say overtrain, is because you were exhausted, or
I peaked on the wrong day. I peaked too early. So I showed up and didn't do anything.
Okay.
You see. But he did exactly what we thought he was gonna do. So we had the right strategy. I just didn't show up. And it happens.
What did your father thought about when you won the first 2? Like he was I don't know. I didn't knew him, but was he open and with their sons? And
I assume he was very proud. I assume he was very happy. You see, for the family, for me, for Jiu-Jitsu, for everything. But again, like me, I didn't train to lose. So he trained to win. Was like, okay, it was not a surprise. You see, we trained for that. We knew what the opponent's going to do. We figured out the opponent's game. So when we lost, or the times that I lost, then was like, okay, let's figure out what happened. You see, what went wrong.
Okay. Because I think when you win, it's really difficult to win again, because they obviously look what you did to win, so they train, and then I think the hardest part is to maintain like the position of a winner, because everybody wants to win. So I think it's like a a double-sided weapon to win and be the best, because you're always gonna have people who wants to beat you.
That's good.
Yeah, I know.
Keeps your sword sharp and clean and sharp.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep the sword clean and sharp the whole time.
Okay. And I think when I investigate and read, they always talk about your father. What about your mother? Do you have any like?
My mother's the worst one.
The worst? Why?
She's worse than my father used to say, I don't want you to hurt your opponents. I don't want you to draw any blood. My father walk away. My mother will come over and say, your father is old. I want to see some blood, son. You better send him to the hospital. My mother's mean.
Really?
She's the mean one. Yes.
Nice. And do what about her influence you in a good way that you remember?
She did not want me to fight in the first UFC.
Okay.
Because I'm too nice.
Okay.
So she was against. And she tells me until today, she told me many times, I told your father, I'm so sorry. I told your father not to let you fight. I was totally wrong. She cared too much. But she's the mean one. She's the one that says, man, forget this technique thing. I want to see some blood. You better break his face.
She's a really good one, but I mean,
like, okay, mom.
Okay. And you are you the oldest?
No, I'm around the middle.
And the middle.
Yep.
And
there's 3, 4, 5 brothers above and 3 below.
And the influence of having a big brother and a like the small brother, do you recognize something that happened? Because there's also a book called the I don't know, the middle son, that it has like they don't have like the love of their first the first son, but not the also the love of the last one. So you have to try to praise attention and stuff like that. Is it true, or what happened?
Don't know.
No.
Never care about that.
Okay. Nice.
But I respect the older brothers. If they say something, I'll stop and listen. I'll put my head down and listen.
And with your
respect.
And you try to teach to your youngest.
Yes.
Nice.
So it's just respect.
Okay. Perfect. When you wake up every day, right now, what do you do? Like, do you have any habits, or?
I go for a run.
You go for a run, like the 40-mile runs, or?
I just signed up for 81 miles.
81 miles. You like that type of like challenges?
Yes.
Is it from like maybe like all the discipline and all the challenges that you had when you were young?
Don't know. I just love it. Tell me what's impossible and I'll prove you wrong.
Okay. 80-mile run. That's 160 kilometers, I think.
Something like that.
Wow. In how many times? In a day?
1 day.
1 day. Without stop.
No stop.
Those are the ultra marathons,
yep.
right?
Yep.
In Utah.
Yep. It's going to be in California.
California. Wow.
Across the desert. Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about that. When you are running, I don't know, 24 hours, what's your state of mind? What do you think? What are you telling yourself? Are you like meditating?
Nothing. Nothing.
Really?
I'm not thinking about going home.
What do you think? Like to focus or?
Nothing. Zero. Same thing with the fight. Don't think about anything. It's blackout. Just run.
That's a really good technique to learn. Like, to black out or to have like the mind. Just do it.
Just get up and do it. Enjoy it. That's what I do. I enjoy it. Just have fun. Just run.
Wow. No, because I think one of the challenges is what do you say to your body to keep running after, I don't know, 20 miles and...
Don't know. I don't say anything. Just run.
And what do you do when you have these like challenges?
Me?
Yeah, in your mind.
I mean, for example, the challenges for me, I think we encounter a lot of challenges. I don't do the Ultraman as Royce. I already volunteered to run with him, but I don't want to run the 80 miles in one day. I encounter different types of challenges. I challenge myself to get better at my business every day, how to improve in different areas. So it's kind of the same thing, wake up every day with a specific goal and try to get better. And that's about perfectionism. Perfection as a whole, I think, does not exist. or it does exist, but it's not attainable 100% by the human nature. But my goal is to strive and get better every day, closer to that goal.
Yeah.
Even if it's impossible, it's a goal to keep doing everything that I already do better. Yeah. Better than I did before.
That quest to get to the 100% is to
be more efficient.
Okay.
For simple tasks, how to do them better, how to spend less energy and make it more energy wise and more results, efficiency.
Okay. And what do you like? What abilities do you think Jiu-Jitsu gave you to keep your business running? Like having these like exponential, academies and the teaching.
I think Jiu-Jitsu taught me how to be very patient and very stubborn. Okay. Bad combination.
Yeah. Yeah. And you use it to like the patient is to teach.
Patient to deal with people, to teach, to knowing how to re-explain the moves, and sometimes I'll teach and people don't get it, so I gotta come back and re-explain. Some people don't catch the move, don't do it right, so okay, I have to come back and re-explain again and again.
And the stubborn part.
Oh, you tell me what I cannot do and I'll prove you wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a quality that you see in, well, almost all entrepreneurs, like they try to, they didn't do it this way, okay, they're going to try another way.
Yep.
You didn't do this way, okay, let's try it this way. So you can try. And I know, because I have seen that maybe that's also in the Jiu-Jitsu, like, okay, I cannot grab his arm this way, I'm going to try that way. I'm going to try the other way until you grab it, maybe,
You have to be patient to know when to act to, when to do the moves, and Jiu-Jitsu teach you a lot of patience. You
Okay.
don't show up, take like half a dozen classes and you think you're good.
Yeah.
People are going to teach you how to be humble.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to wait patiently for your turn.
Okay. Thank you for that. Always, do you have like a celebration, I don't know, maybe ritual after you won? Do you do something special? Like have a great meal, or what do you eat, or something that you reserve only for after you do something that you are proud of?
Not really. No.
The normal stuff.
Just like, to me, it's another day at the office.
Okay.
I'm not. My father was against celebrating.
Oh.
You see, principally after, let's say you score a goal in soccer, in football. Why celebrate? My father was like, why celebrate? You already won. You already scored the goal, and you're gonna taunt your opponents. You see, unnecessary. So a lot of guys, they win, they celebrate like it was the greatest achievement. You won. You trained to win. You already beat everybody. Why taunt them and rub on their faces that you won? You see, there's no need for that.
I think that's one of the qualities that I admire most about you. When I first saw you, I could relate to, because I was small and not very big. And also the type of champion you demonstrated to be on and off the mat. You were not a champion just after the fight. You were before, during the fight, and after, on and off the mat, on and off the ring. So that's, for me, who was watching. I was in my teen years, watching you win and have expose this healthy and positive lifestyle to everybody, mixed along with the self-assurance and security that Jiu-Jitsu gave you. That's what captured my attention. That's what made me, want to learn Jiu-Jitsu in the first place.
But I learned that from my father. My father always said, there's no need for you to celebrate. Celebrate what? Celebrate that you train to win. You see, you won. You did your job. It's your job. That's why we get more of a surprise when we lost. When I lost, a couple of times that I lost, it was more like, what happened? What happened? When went wrong? Try to figure it out. You see, then the win, okay, it's my job. That's what I trained for.
Yeah, I think that's the least you can do. Like, to win is like the least you can do. Like, I think that's the mentality of a champion. Like not trying to celebrate as if that's the achievement that you wanted. Yeah. You train to do that.
What was your phrase? The fight is won on the training camp, not the day in the fight. You always used to repeat that, right?
You win the fight in the training camp, yeah.
You win the fight in what?
On the training camp.
Oh, okay.
Not on the day of the fight.
Yeah, all that process.
The preparation.
The preparation is the difficult, and only the
fight is just another day, another training day.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it.
That's a good analogy for a lot of stuff. Like we're always looking for the last bit, like the 1%, but the 99% is the thing that it's worth it. Like all the process, the preparation, the suffering.
I look at the fight. The fight day is just another training day, with a little more people watching, live cameras, and a little more show. But it's another training day.
That's a really good. Thank you for that, Royce. Can you tell us something that we can use, like of your abilities or your experience, for us, the young, to that maybe you learn and you can tell us this?
There is a lot of talented people out there. There is a lot of tough guys out there, but without discipline to get up and practice and do what you gotta do, you won't stay on top forever.
And what's the maybe have you seen? What's the issue with the people that don't want to be disciplined? What's the
talent goes away?
Okay.
Toughness goes away. You have to have discipline to get up and practice. You can be used. You hear there in all the sports and everything. All the guy's very talented on everything, but if he doesn't practice, it's gonna go away. One day will go away, and faster than you think. 1 year you see somebody who is the best basketball player. Next year he's gone. Baseball, running, swimming. You see it all the time. The guy win gold medal on running. Next year he's gone, disappear, vanish. Because everybody got better. So what happened to him? How come he didn't get better with everybody? You see, it's just talent that I understand everybody's moving up, everybody's getting better, but why you don't move up with them? Mm-hmm. Everybody's the same age, but 1 year he was very good, the next year disappear. And you go look at the guy's life. Go see what he's doing when he disappears like that. It's because there's no discipline. He's out partying, celebrating, go out. Okay, he won the gold medal, so he goes out, party, get drunk, celebrate. You see, spend all night up, and it's You see, you gotta have discipline.
I think that's the part of wanting so much to win. I think that's the problem, because you achieve when you win it, and then what? Okay, I already won. So what's next? I cannot win again, or I have to wait 4 years to win again. So I think that's the issue, because if you use or you have the purpose of just winning, when you win you don't have anything else.
Well, I don't fight to for one time. That's why I have the discipline. Don't drink, don't smoke. You see, never did. Don't spend nights up partying and going out. Live a healthy life. So to me, it's a lifestyle. It's not just for one time.
Yeah, not just for training for a fight, because not just for one time. It's just like a lifestyle that you maintain.
It's a lifestyle.
Okay. And have you had troubles on the street?
Never.
No? They say, oh, let's fight.
People read on my forehead, don't F with me, with blinking lights going around.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Never had a fight on the street, never walk away from one.
You never fight?
Nope. Not on the streets, no. But never walk away from one either.
Yeah. But nobody has tried to, like something? No?
They will read on my forehead.
Okay.
How this nice guy goes away fast, like a switch of a light.
Yeah. I think Jiu-Jitsu gives you like this kind of superhero, you know, you having...
Gives the confidence.
Yeah, like you have this backpack with these skills that gives you this confidence that you don't want to do it.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah. Okay. Roberto, you wanted to say something?
What would be the main contributions or the teachings that you remember, or phrases from your father that helped you most growing up, and when you were having difficult times, maybe as a teenager, or taking difficult decisions in your life? Which were the cornerstones that you most remember from your dad?
Okay, I never had difficult times. It was very mellow, very easy. But because I had a lot of brothers and cousins, they take care of all my problems.
You're a lucky guy.
With my father, he was more of an example. He was more like, watch how I do it. You see, I don't know how to do this. Well, okay, sit down and watch. He served as example. So it wasn't like teaching us, okay, you have to do it this way, you have to do that. No, he would do it himself. I can pass the guy guard, I can beat this guy up. Okay, come here, watch this, have a seat. Watch this, watch how I beat him. So he would do it as example. You see, he served as example. That was his main thing that I learned from him. It was he would do it himself. Never told somebody else to do it.
And how would he keep you guys on the mat all the time? Sometimes maybe you didn't want to train or it didn't happen to you. Maybe some of the teenagers, they get slacky sometimes.
Okay. Teenagers, 13 to 17, 18. My father would drop us off at the academy, and stay there. Where we're gonna go? You don't have to train. Just hang out. Just play hide and seek on the place. I went many times. I remember playing hide and seek at the academy. We do one class. We stay there for 4 hours, 5 hours. We'll take one class, and then the rest of the time we just play hide and seek and hang around drawing and just hang around with the students. Just hang out, watch. So it's not like something we were forced to do all the classes. No.
It was a healthy environment. Like,
how can a kid argue? I don't want to do it. Okay. Get in the car. Drop him off. I don't want to do it. Okay, just sit down and watch. It's not much of a choice.
He was really practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very practical.
As I think you are yourself like that.
Same thing.
Really practical.
Try to be.
Efficient. No.
Simple.
Yeah.
Why keep it simple if you can complicate the whole thing?
Okay.
Are there any books that you remember that mark your life or your way of thinking?
Nope. Don't read very much. Don't like to read very much. Prefer to watch a movie.
What type of movies do you like?
Romantic movies like Braveheart, Scarface, Godfather, Patriot, the romantic style movie, yes.
Classics. Those are
romantic
really
movies.
Those are really good. And Royce, what are you doing right now? What's your day-to-day? Like you're training self-defense to military and...
Travel about 7 months of the year, teaching all over the world. Police, military, martial arts schools, my students, my black belts.
Will you ever stop?
And in between, running.
40 miles.
Try.
Yeah. No, but do you have any goal to reach? Okay,
I'm living my goal. You kidding me? I just hang around long enough to see my kids grow.
Okay. But you will continue to teach
always.
Okay, that's your purpose. That's what you love.
See myself stopping.
Perfect.
Traveling the world and teaching. What an awesome life I got.
Yeah, that's traveling the world and teaching. And teaching something that you like, which is the self-defense.
Teaching and traveling. Man, can't go wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would like to know how your day works in a normal day. Like when you're in your house, at what time do you wake up? At what time do you go to sleep?
6:30, 7 o'clock I'm out running. Come back, eat breakfast.
What do you have for breakfast?
Açaí.
What's that?
Açaí is a Brazilian fruit.
A fruit?
Yep. Eat açaí for breakfast. Then, depending on the day, just hang out with the kids. Depend what they got it. I'll go watch I'll go watch my son train. You see, it depends if he's going kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. I'll go watch him train. Give my input. Come back, eat lunch.
Fruit?
No, for lunch we eat sushi, we eat cooked meal, yes, pasta, depending what's for the day, yes. And then in the afternoon again, I'll follow my son, go watch him train, pick up and drop off. They are the little ones. For my little girl goes to ballet, the other son goes to volleyball. So pick up and drop offs and
athletes,
and go watch my son train in between and come back and same thing after training, pick them up from ballet or volleyball and dinner will be watermelon juice and toast. Yep.
Are you a vegan?
No I hunt.
You hunt?
I'm a hunter.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I eat meat.
You eat meat? Yeah. Okay, well, Royce, it's really nice to have you here. Like, it's an honor to have you in this studio. Roberto?
Sorry, I gotta ask this one.
Okay.
It's been on the corner of my mind and it wouldn't let me leave. I'm gonna be stuck in here if I don't ask it. How would you explain the difference between your style, our style of Jiu-Jitsu, and the one made for sport? Is the same thing? What is the main difference?
I don't believe in point system. Competition point. Martial art was not made for competing point system in tournaments. Martial art in general, forget which one is better than the other. Martial art was made for you to defend yourself in a street fight situation, not to score a point. You see, but a lot of people like to compete. They want to compete, and they forget that martial art was made for self-defense purpose. Forget which one is better. Taekwondo, karate was not made for point system. You see, they were made for you to defend yourself in a street fight situation. So I don't agree much with point system. The sport, they call the sport Jiu-Jitsu, because the way we teach everything. We teach the same moves that the sport Jiu-Jitsu will teach, but we don't teach with focus on points. I'm teaching focus on defending yourself, neutralize the opponent. If it was a fight, if it was a street situation.
So you're basically saying that you're creating a different type of reflex for the student that learns it. Because when you fight, there's no time to think. You just act based on reflex. So it's a different reflexive archive that you create in the student that learns our style.
Well, if the student learn to score points, there's no points on the street.
Yeah.
You see, score a point, there's no points. I won, I score more points. The fights keep going, man. So you have to learn how to finish the opponent, how to go for a submission, how to subdue the opponent. I'm not saying that you have to be violent. You see, that is if you want. You can throw an elbow, you can throw a punch. I won my first UFCs without drawing any blood on any opponent. Beating 4 guys in one night, 3 guys in the other night. You see, never draw blood on them. It was all just technique, subdue the guys without having to hurt them. That's the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu. But I finished them. I made them quit. Not just scoring a point and try to celebrate that I score a point. Martial art was not made to score a point.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any, or you had any inspiration, a fighter besides your father in your youth?
All my brothers, my cousins. Yep, what they did, yes.
And from any other sport, maybe boxing or maybe...
I never really care much about it, the other sports. Just watching my brothers, my cousins, my father, my uncles doing this. As I grow up, I was like, man, I want to do this one day.
Okay. And I can see it that you have like a really close like family, like everybody like.
Oh yeah.
Was it something that created
that whole slogan? You mess with me, you mess with my whole family. Yeah. It's my family.
That would be scary. No, but like, was it the Jiu-Jitsu or was like your father that created that like?
It's just having a lot of us around. Average family have one son, one daughter. That's it. So they have to look for friends outside the family. with us, we had so many of brothers and cousins, and my father had 9 kids, my uncle had 21 kids. Together, just the two of them had over 100 grandchildren, over 50 great-grandchildren, and it's still growing, and it's like cousins or third, fourth cousins down the line. That it's like, so we don't need friends from outside. We grow up among us. You see, it's like we are our own friends. The family is the friends.
Yeah.
They grow up like that.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you. I think it was really inspiration, and
Thank you.
And having you here is really it's an honor. And thank you, Roberto, for doing this and connecting us. And I think all your trajectory and your experience inspired a lot of people. That's definitely, there's a lot of people that sees you as someone they want to be. So I think you should be. I know that you're proud of that.
I'm a product of my father's work.
Okay.
I'm a product of his work.
Yeah, but you maintain it, so that's
Yep.
another really good thing. So thank you, and thank you for your time,
Thank you.
and enjoy the water.
Thanks.